So in this sense, Pat, when it comes to like, Iran or Muslims and Israel and Jewish people, I'm sorry, just Israel in general. So and I don't want to say lesser of the two evils, but in this game that we're playing, you're leaning towards the side because one side's doing horrible stuff, the other side's doing horrible stuff. Are you going with the side it's more beneficial because the other side is more evil?
You know what it is, Candace? Guess what? Why don't she run in 2028 and her number one thing should be get rid of APAC and Israel lobby? See what it does.
Good luck.
No. What I'm saying is run on that. I'm actually not saying good luck. He's saying good luck.
I'm saying good luck.
Yeah. No, what he's saying is good luck, you win. What I'm saying is go see how many more people are for that. And that's America. Go prove your argument. Get support and run on that. Because when you're campaigning, a president chooses a handful of things to campaign on. You want Trump's top 5 to be Israel? No. By the way, every single president since Nixon days had a hard time negotiating with Israel. Every single one of them. And you know why it was? Half the battle for them was when Kissinger and Ford were pissed off and they came out with a plan and they what do you call it? Where it's like,
they brushed them off?
Congress passed it.
Mm-hmm. But the House was going to do it.
Yeah, they passed it.
Yeah. Because
Israel, the lobbyists, they had won over so many people in Congress that they were going to go that way because that's where the money was coming from. Mm-hmm. You know the Bowman guy that got replaced?
Yeah.
And who's the other guy? Ilhan Omar? Cory
Bush.
Cory Bush. Guess who got rid of those two guys? APAC. Mm-hmm. Do you want them in there or do you want them out?
I want them out. Yeah, so it's like a catch-22.
APAC helped you.
Of course.
This is such a it's such a Tom, you look like you want to say something.
Tom,
Go
please.
ahead, Tom.
No, I'm sitting here listening, and what people have to understand, and I'm going to step away from all the inflammatory stuff. One point, I'm not going to comment on that. What Pat just said is very important. Nixon Kissinger, Ford Kissinger, Carter Zbigniew Brzezinski, I think. No, Cyrus Vance. And you go through all the Secretary of States and the presidents. They're trying to negotiate certain things up here. And they effectively have term limits, 8 years, right?
Yep.
Well, it's like what Nancy Pelosi said about W. W may be here for 8 years. We'll be here a lot longer. We can manage it. Israel functions almost like a senior senator. And what does a senior senator do? I'll give you the bridge deal. I'll give you the farm deal. You got my vote. But, hey, I need you on the pharma deal, and I need you on the crime bill. And it goes back and forth like that. That's what Israel does in our own Senate and Congress. So when they're out there at the foreign policy level trying to do it, Israel is responding the same way that Nancy Pelosi responded to W. Don't worry about it. We can maneuver around this because we've got other things in play. We'll get the bill we want. We'll get the defense spending we want. We'll get the foreign aid package we want. That's the way the game is played. So I'm not going to comment on all the other things. What it is they have become an incredibly effective country that operates even better than some of the biggest lobbyists that we have in our own government. Yeah. And you sit back and you look at it and you say, you don't have to like it, but that's the game. That's actually the political game. That's the way the game is played. And they're just playing it superbly well to get what they want. And the difference between Big Pharma, which is practically a country, in Israel is at the base level, not a lot. They're getting what they want and what they feel their interests are.
But are we supposed to let them get away with murder just because the enemy is way worse at doing murder? That's my point.
Well, wait a minute. Hang on. Back off.
And so wait, no, hang on. You're saying yes?
No, stop.
No,
Adam,
that's ridiculous.
Stop. Were you talking about Israel or Big Pharma?
Yeah, both.
No,
yeah,
but you see the point?
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, exactly.
Now you guys can go fight.
Here's what you're failing to understand.
Please tell me what I'm failing.
And you just think of this in non-emotional, reacting, like I'm in love with Candace Owens and everything she says.
You're in love with the
digest. I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's no perfect country on earth, bro.
I know that.
Do you though?
I criticized Bush while I was in the military. That's why I left the military.
Precisely.
So continue. Yeah.
So you've been critical of your own government.
1,000%.
You're critical
That's why
of
I love this country.
Kamala Harris. You're critical of Biden. You've even been critical of Trump.
Thank you.
That's how this works. I said that, everyone has to choose their enemies wisely. And I asked you, the enemy of my enemy is my
friend.
You got it right this time. I love you.
I was messing with you.
So you have to put every country on a 1 through 10 scale. The countries that you're most aligned with are 8s, 9s, and 10s. I would argue there's probably not a 10 out there that knows every single one of our secrets. But in the 7, 8, 9 camp are your allies. These are your NATO partners. This is Israel. This is Japan. This is South Korea. Every single one of these countries we've had issues with. We've gone to war with Germany, and now they're our ally. We've gone to war with Japan. We've gone to war with Italy. So at some point, if everything we do is, but the Nazis, Pearl Harbor, it's like you're never going to get ahead. So you want to do the, oh my God, Candace once told me about USS Liberty. I get it.
No, she didn't. Me and Tom had that conversation.
Awesome. You found out for yourself. But none of this is new. The JFK conspiracies, the Bolshevik Revolution thing, Israel has been dealing with this forever. You think Israel is just this perfect country that is innocent, that has never done anything wrong? No.
Have they been held accountable for any of it?
Go ahead. Are you the guy?
No, I'm at. Okay, but you just proved my point. So you can't. Hold on, Adam. You just proved my point. So
you don't have a point.
USS Liberty.
Your point is
USS Liberty. Dancing Israelis cheering. Cheering that not the fucking towers were coming down. Cheering. They all were part of intelligence.
Vinny,
they all get because you're full of shit. Let me ask you a question. No. Because you love Israel. You can't. Adam, they can do whatever they want.
I acknowledge
they can do whatever they want.
They are a better ally than enemy.
But you're saying they can get away with murder, Adam, because we're supposed to forget about it.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's horse shit.
Who has done worse things to America?
Okay.
Listen for a second.
Go ahead.
Don't be emotional.
No, how am I not going to be emotional?
Who has attacked America worse in the last 100 years? Germany or Israel?
Germany or Israel?
Yeah, who's had more deaths of Americans? Germany or Israel? This isn't a trick question. This isn't tough, bro.
Killing Americans?
Yes, killing Americans.
In war?
In a war.
Germany.
Okay, great. Who's killed more Americans? Japan or Israel?
Japan.
Okay. So why aren't you yelling and bitching about Japan or Germany?
Because they're not our freaking our
Because why?
Because
why?
Because their prime minister doesn't come to Congress and everybody stands up and worships him like he's Jesus Christ.
That's
because
the
they know
why?
who the guy in charge is, Adam.
Well, no.
They're not our. Hold on. Are they bigger allies? Do we give them as much money as we give to Israel? And they can do whatever they want. And you're failing to go back to what I said about Candace. You're not an anti-Semite. You don't hate Jews because you're criticizing Israel. And I get it. The Muslim world in Europe is doing what they're doing. I get it. But with zero accountability, that means, Adam, in 100 years from now, we're going to go, well, guess what? They did it, and who cares? Because they're our allies, so they can get away with murder.
So there's dozens of wars going on all around the world.
Yes.
Why aren't you talking about
who's
the war
closest
in
ally?
Syria,
Because Adam, my
Yemen,
tax dollars are going to what's happening over there in Gaza, Adam. And if you've been keeping toll of the death count of children and everything, that sits on my mind. Because at what point is that going to stop? So when is that going to end?
What other wars?
And by the way, again, wait, let me guess. Because I said that, I support Hamas and I hate Jews. Is that what it is?
I don't want to see any deaths of anybody.
Come on, man. But the numbers are staggering in the other way. When is that going to stop?
Good luck in this position you're taking. Because all you're doing is aligning yourself with Iran.
Oh, there it is. See, and that's it. Because you always have to have take a side. Adam, how about this? America, I don't know how hard this is to understand. I am us first. I don't give a shit about Bibi Netanyahu. I don't give a shit about Germany. I don't care about France. I don't care about anybody but the United States of America first. Once we're secure, then we can go talk to other people.
Then, Vinny, unfortunately, you're a child.
Okay,
because
Adam,
every grown-up country has allies.
I never said allies.
Partners.
Adam,
yes.
Once you served in the military, then you could talk all this shit you want to me about being a child.
So, how do you process this exchange?
Let me just say one thing.
How do you process this? Give me a second,
you're saying,
how do you process this exchange?
What, going back and forth?
Between Adam and Vinny. How do you process it?
Vinny Vinnie is taking a very passionate America First position, which I share. And Vinnie is asking for accountability for modern day things that are, when I say modern day, things that are happening right now, things that are going on right now. And I thought it was a little disingenuous for Adam to kind of go back. Well, let's go back to 100 years. Who's killed more? Well, let's go back 200 years and let's make the Brits the ones, right? You go back to Revolutionary War, which I think is a little ridiculous. Honestly, you have to look at life as it is. What is going on right now? And what he's asking for accountability. Has anybody held Israel accountable? He's asking a question. And while he's putting it on top of, I can be America first and be very passionately America first and also recognize
Tom,
Israel as a
question
friend.
for you. Why hasn't Israel been held accountable?
I think that, well, I think you could look around the globe in terms of diplomacy. Why is any country not held accountable? Because they skillfully prevent themselves from being held accountable, and they make friends and do things in certain ways so that they'll say, look, I know you borrowed my car and you did a lot of damage to it, but I really need your help at school because we're both on the same football team. I'm going to overlook the car and we got to be teammates over here. That's how diplomacy works. Things get not overlooked, but things do not get prosecuted or things do not get held out because there's other things going on that people think are greater. That's how they either have something on you or you agree that going after this over here is bigger.
So what do you think is
one of the two.
What do you think is a likelihood if you were somebody right now that is consulting for Vinnie? Vinnie wants to run for office, okay? And he wants to win. Would you advise him that if the idea is to win, the concept of going after Israel and hold them accountable is a winning formula as a number one?
Some of the greatest political consultants in history, Vinnie, would tell you this. Vinnie, what's your platform? Not 5, not 3, but you need 2. 2 core things of your platform. You're going to list 5, but 2 are really going to matter to you. Maybe one of them's America First. Now then, once we have that, Vinnie, we're going to have what is the core statement for your campaign. And then we have what's called the big tent. And the
Tom,
big tent.
Just talk to me. I'm asking you, would you advise Israel being held accountable as a number 1 or a number 2?
No, I wouldn't put that in the platform and in the name of the
Why wouldn't you?
Because you're not going to win the voters you need to win. And it doesn't mean you step away from defending America first.
Right.
But if you take that other position, your big tent falls apart.
So then the question becomes, so if since Nixon, Kissinger, since you can even go John F. Kennedy, you can go to Carter, you can go to all these guys.
Kennedy and Robert McFarlane.
None of these guys have ever been able to negotiate favorable terms for the U.S., why do you think that is?
Because either Israel has got things on us and we are not without sin, or they have been able to lobby successfully to talk us out of it. It's one of the two.
Okay, so which one do you think it's more?
I think there's probably a little bit more chess game on some of the stuff we've done CIA around the world, and they've got that. And they're also just incredibly skillful, omnipresent lobbyists.
So they probably also have some dirt on U.S. to say, hey, if you do this, guess what? Like the whole thing with Epstein when his brother came over, and by the time he walked away, I was convinced both he and his brother were part of Mossad. And if I have to put money on the fact that Epstein has a lot of dirt on God knows how many people as a Mossad agent and sending those assets back to Israel, how valuable would that be?
Very valuable. So I'll make my answer shorter because you're asking me to, and I will. It's either dirt or you've got leverage of mutual interest.
Okay, but stay on this here. Let's stay on this here. Say we have dirt, okay? By the way, do you believe most Jews are bad people?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Do you link when you think about terrorism? Okay, when you think about terrorism, what do you think about when the word terrorist comes up?
Extreme.
I think about people using violence against citizens to influence other governments.
Okay, so let's go back to this whole concept with Jews. Vinnie, both of you guys, you and Tom. So I want you to let's keep going through this. Tom's going to give the history of it, and then we can give the opinion. So if let's just say everything you said is accurate. Let's say we find that it's 100%. You know, the Epstein. We can say right now 70% it happened. Let's say it's 100%. Let's say we get intel from somebody on the inside that's a diehard fan of the podcast, and he sends us an email and says, no, guys, this is not a maybe. This is 100%, okay? That's what Mossad does. That's what Israel does. That's when Netanyahu came, the standing ovation for him was bigger than anybody in the history of American politics that got up in front of the stage. And by the way, the standing ovation was bigger than Zelensky when he came here and gave a talk.
A lot of people boycotted Zelensky.
Right.
Not Netanyahu.
So if all of that is true, how do you fight against it?
How do I fight against the guy that's got 1% more dirt on me so that he gets what he wants and we're neutral?
You're an outsider. You're a journalist. You're a podcaster. You're an influencer. How do you fight against it if that's what they've done? If that's what they've done, and that's the intel that they have on so many powerful people in Pennsylvania, in D.C., in our Congress, if they have that kind of power against many billionaires, many people at the top that are on the Forbes 400 list of wealth, how do you fight against it?
There's one way, and that way is not a short-term way, because you got all these people are compromised,
right,
and they're standing there, and
yeah,
you can't just erase them. You have to go start a program to get more dirt on the other guy, or your guys, you have to clean up what you're doing, and it takes a long time.
But you're talking about decades of dirt on hundreds of people.
That's exactly right.
How do you fight? So, for example, Dave
I got to have dirt on you so that neutralizes it. Say, listen, you may, okay, you're going to bring that up?
Yeah.
I'm going to bring these 5 up. Now it's a tie game. Which way are we going here?
Yeah.
That's where you have to go.
I get that. But I listen to Dave, and he's very eloquent on the way he gives his argument, right? You go through some of these guys when you're listening to their arguments.
Dave who?
Dave Smith. How do you go against that? The decades of intel by Mossad, bless you. The decades of collaboration between CIA and Mossad. How do you go against that?
It's very, very difficult. It's like looking at the pharma lobby and saying that you have got decades now of legislation and a entrenched corrupt system of donations for campaigns. And it's like in the US, it'd be easy. We'll just do like New Zealand does, and we'll...
Today is August 20th. For those of you that are competing for the Monect contest, Rob, if you can go to it, this is officially the last opportunity, last 2 weeks to compete for the Monect contest. If you can go lower right now, the leagues for different levels that we have, the expert, Caleb Altmaier is officially first place. I believe he's a pastor, really nice guy. Talked to him a few times.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Bryce Mitchell, UFC, had a blast having him on. Alexander Lorenzo, their top 3. And then you got Patrick Williams, Nicholas Irving, what do you call it, sniper, and then a bunch of other guys. They're in the top 10.
Ivan Raikkonen with 26.
Yeah,
I got 26. I
That's
love
right.
it.
Keep going. And at middleweight, we have Matten Hagkar, first place. That's an open one that anybody can compete in. Samuel Riley, Rollo Tomasi, really third place. Good for you, Rollo, at third place. MJ Harris says, Celia, if you got reviews, you would be in third place. Saad Hashmani, Matan, and then the rest of the guys there. Go to the next one. This is heavyweight. Denis Panev, good for you. Candace Owens coming up. Look at that. Candace Owens, second place. Dustin Gotkovsky, third. Calvin Ing competing. By the way, Dustin, Calvin, and who else is the third one? Dustin, Calvin, and one other. They're competing on Dennis. They're competing to see who's going to be the first to do 1,000 Monects. It's a super close race. Dennis may actually beat Dustin, but we'll see. Is that Rob Gargulo?
Rob Gargulo.
And by the way, do me a favor, Rob. Put up your QR code real quick. Folks, if you love Rob, truly, if you love Rob, send him a Monect and wish him a happy birthday.
Yes.
It was just his birthday.
Yes.
Rob Gargulo, the man, had a birthday right there. Shoot him a Monect. Give him some love.
And Pat, by the way, they're not going to get Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't know why the hell he has Vivek's picture. That's false advertising. You're just going to get Rob.
Which one's Rob?
Rob's the little guy on the right with the beautiful tie.
The beard?
Yes.
Okay, the brown guy's been... Okay, got it.
That's a guy named Vivek Ramaswamy. Okay, go back to it, Rob. Let's see what else we got. Go back to let's see what else we got. And Vincent Oshana just absolutely dominating. 638, 1590. And then go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one. Matt Cook at the top.
Mark.
Good for you. Mark Cook, 56.
Australia, right?
That's right. I've spoken to him 15 minutes before. Reese Queen, Brand Smith, and you got a bunch of other guys there. And then let's go to the last one. You got existing. Chris Magavero, User 0, Rachel Cox, and Caleb's even on there. You know who else is on there asking the most, Manette? Go a little lower, go a little lower. Look, oh, man, that's a lot of good people on that list.
Look at that.
So the winners will be going to have a private meeting with me at the Vol Conference, and the winners will get a chance to meet The Rock and take a picture with them. So download Manette and start asking questions. There's a lot of good things going on right now with Manette app.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.